Hello students, welcome to the class. In this video, we are going to look into the aspects of British and American spellings and their differences, which is part of your spelling component of Unit 5 in Semester 4. Now, before we even go into trying to understand the differences, let us look at this little incident. Imagine you're in London. What would the word pants mean? Let me give you a hint. It doesn't mean treasures as it is in New York. The word pants in Britain could mean somebody who is out of breath. If you're running for a long time, you pant. So it is nowhere related to the word treasures that we generally assume. Of course, these pants and treasures are two different words which mean differently. But do you know about the words that both the British and American English speakers use with the same meaning, but they spell it differently? Now look at this scenario. Imagine that you are in New York. How would you write a check for $10? Let's say a check. What would be the spelling that you would write? Let me again give you a hint. It is not CHEQUE as it is in London. So it is CHECK. So you observe that there is a difference between the spelling of check as it is in British spelling and the word check, the spelling of check in American spelling. Okay, so what are the basic differences in the British and American spelling? British English spelling favors the spelling of the words as they originally appeared in the language that they have been borrowed from, mainly French and German. The words which were taken into English as loan words from French or German languages, the British English spelling favors the original spelling of those words in those languages, whereas American English spelling tends to be simplified and it is mostly pronunciation based. English was introduced to what is modern day America in the 17th century by the travelers from Britain. Since then, the language has evolved many times because it has been influenced by many waves of immigration to the USA. Now, how did it all start, the standardization of different spellings in Britain or America? Now, British spelling was standardized, and the main source of its standardization was Samuel Johnson's A Dictionary of the English Language, published in 1755. It contained nearly 40,000 English words, and the present British spelling that we use is generally attributed to that immensely popular dictionary published in 1755. Now, American spelling was standardized, and the main source of it was Noah Webster's A Compendious Dictionary of the English Language, published in 1806. And this popularized the American English spellings that were being used at that time, like COLOR for color instead of COLOUR, the British English spelling for color. He followed up his original work with an extension of it in 1828, an American dictionary of the English language, and which contained more than 70,000 words with particular American English spellings. So here we find that Samuel Johnson's spelling has been the main source of British spelling and Noah Webster's for the American spelling. Now let us look into the differences in the British and US spellings. One of the differences is we find in words with OUR or OR. For example, color in British spelling is COLOUR, whereas in the US, it is COLOR. So U, the word U is eliminated in all of the words like flavor, humor, labor, neighbor in the American spelling. Another variation is verbs in British English that can be spelled with either IZE or ISE at the end, or always spelled with IZE at the end in American English. For example, apologize, organize, recognize. They can be spelled as ISE or IZE in British spelling, but in American spelling, they're always spelled as IZE. Another variation is verbs in British English that end in YSE are always spelled YZE in American English. So verbs like analyze, breathalyze, or paralyze, they tend to end with YSE in British spellings, whereas they end with YZE in the American spellings. In British spelling, L is doubled in verbs ending in a word plus L. That is, if you have a word like travel, where the letter L is preceded by a word letter E, and if you're writing traveling, it is always the L which is double, or traveler, double L, travel, double L in the British spelling, whereas the letter L is not doubled in American spelling. So traveling in American spelling would only be TRAVELING. British English words that are spelled with the double vowels. Basically, these are words which have been derived from the French sources, like AE or OE, tend to be just spelled with an E in American English. So, leukemia is spelled as LEUKAEMIA in British spelling, but AE, it's only E is retained in the US spelling, that is LEUKEMIA. So leukemia, maneuver, estrogen, pediatric, and all this in all these cases, AE or OE are retained in British, whereas only E is used in the US spelling. Some nouns that end with ENCE in British English are spelled ENSE in American spellings. For example, defense, license, offense, or pretense all use ENCE in the British spelling, whereas they are written in as ENSE in the US spelling. Some nouns that end with OGUE in British English end with either OG or OGUE in American English. For example, analog, catalog, dialogue, which use LOGUE in the British spelling, can use LOGUE or can only be written as LOG in the US spelling. There are some other notable differences between the British spelling and the American spelling. One such case is the use of RE or ER. For example, in the British spelling, center is written as CENTRE or meter is written as METRE, whereas in the American spelling, it is written as CENTER and METER. Similarly, British spelling retains the words which have PH in part of the spelling. For example, sulfide, SULPHIDE, or sulfur, SULPHUR. But American English, F is preferred rather than PH. So you have SULFUR, sulfur, in American spelling. Similarly, UGH, um, words with like plough or drought, PLOUGH, is actually replaced by F or W in the American spelling. Similarly, tire, where we have TYRE in the British spelling, the Y is replaced by I in the American spelling. So you have TIRE for tire. So OU In the British spelling, like in words in like smold or smolder is replaced by only O, that is mold and smolder in American English. Similarly, MME we find in words like program. In the British spelling, PROGRAMME is replaced by only M in the American spelling. So program becomes PROGRAM. Similarly, check, QUE is replaced by CK in the American spelling. Or GE, like aging or judgment, is replaced by only G in the American spelling. There are some minor differences or miscellaneous differences in the British and American spelling. For example, aluminium in the British spelling is actually called as aluminum only in the American. Axe, AXE, is just written as AX in American spelling. Cozy, COSY, becomes COZY. Or for example, grey, GREY in British spelling becomes GRAY in American spelling. Similarly, pajamas, PYJAMAS in British spelling becomes pajamas, PAJAMAS in the American spelling. Right? So these are some differences, major differences that we find in the British and the American spellings. If you have any questions or queries, you can contact us to the number given or send a mail to the department mail ID or even post a query on the departmental blog spot. Thank you for watching the videos. Keep watching. Good day.